Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. How we doing? Happy Monday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Okay, we're good to go. What's up, guys? What's up, Margin? What's up? What's up, Golf? Golf. I shot a was it was okay. I shot a 92 this weekend. I shot a 92 this weekend. Could be better. We'll get there. Morning, everyone. My buddy shot an 80, which was pretty good. He's getting good, this guy. Actually, you guys know him, Nick. You guys know Nick. Yeah, Nick's pretty solid. Nick shot an 80. He shot a 79 last weekend, shot an 80 this weekend. I'm jealous. I want to shoot an 80. I shot a 92. I got to get out there more. It's a good time, though. Morning, guys. Morning, J-Rock, Ace, Margin, Tur, Bob. How's it going, everyone? What's up, Kasim? What's up, CMP? Good morning, David. Morning, guys. Morning, Andrew, over at TikTok. What's up, man? Welcome back. All right. So today's looking a little bit just a little bit like a wait and see type of morning, to be honest. Not really much to go off of this morning. Really just sort of flat here in the opening, in the pre-market. Nothing really that stands out right now. There's some nice setups if they can develop, but what happened with Meta? Okay, yeah, good call. I didn't see that until right now. I saw it this morning that it needed to get over 600, and here it is over 600. Okay. Yeah, so this is actually exactly what I'm sort of saying is there's a lot of setups out there, but we need to see it start to play a little bit today. Today looks like a wait and see type of morning. NASDAQ future is still under the major supply from Wednesday of last week. Really no big breakouts. Some good individual equity setups that we'll walk through this week, and a really nice play on HPE that we took on Friday. This looks like it's going to be a good open for me with this swing trade, so excited to see how this plays. But I'll break down all my ideas for you today, as I usually do, and we'll get together a good plan for the trading day. And today we are staying live on YouTube and TikTok, so if you guys want to stick around for the trading day, we're going to try this one more time on Monday. I did enjoy it last Monday. Saw a lot of positive feedback. So figured we'd try to run it one more time here. So we'll stick around. I might take a little bit of a break between like 8:45 to 9 o'clock, like a little 15-minute break, and sort of get over with the group and do all that stuff, and then we'll jump back on. So make sure to stick around today. We'll be live for the market open, and should be a good time like it was last Monday. I enjoyed it. Okay, so with that said, if you guys could, as you're jumping in, press that like button, subscribe to the channel, follow me over on TikTok as well, and here we go. So first things first, let's pull up that economic calendar. This week is CPI, PPI week, so something to be watching out for sure. Let me go ahead and pull up these charts for you. So here you go. CPI, PPI this week. That is the major economic data of the week. Really not much until Wednesday. Today, nothing. Tomorrow, nothing. Don't expect that to move the markets at all. Wednesday, CPI, that's a big one, right? And then Thursday, PPI, that's a big one on both at 8:30. So we'll see what happens into that 8:30 CPI, PPI. Yeah, wait and see, right? Another wait and see type of environment there. Unemployment claims Thursday, 8:30 as well. And then Friday, core retail sales, consumer sentiment, inflation expectations. So a pretty basic week on the economic earning or the economic calendar side. Our normal CPI, PPI week. And we just, the game is the same. It's the same game every time. Manage risk into it. Don't try to guess what happens. And be smart. Right, that's really it. So let's see what happens there on Wednesday, Thursday. Let's go over to the earnings calendar. We do have some decent earnings this week. So let's go ahead and take a look at these. First ones to take a look at this week are, let's go ahead and put this on the screen so you guys can see it properly. Can I zoom in on this a little bit? There we go. Okay, zoom in on that. Okay, so today, ASTS, HIMS, that used to be a great name. We'll take a look at that. USAR, actually, USAR Rare Earth. I have a few rare earth names, so that could be interesting to see what happens there after hours today. Tomorrow, not much. SMCI, CoreWeave, those are some big ones there. So SMCI and CoreWeave, those are interesting. I don't mind those. Let's see what those do. Nebius, Wednesday before open, that's a big one. So let's see what Nebius does. CoreWeave and Nebius, same sector, same business basically. So that'll be interesting to watch. And after that, AMAT. Remember Workhorse? Who remembers Workhorse? Who remembers trading Workhorse when they announced the partnership with Amazon? That was a good time. Those were good times. Workhorse. When was that? That was what year was, or what time was that? What year was that? Was that 2024? Workhorse. Who remembers Workhorse? Yeah, look at this thing. Look at this thing. That was way before 24. Okay, that was 2020. Damn. Yeah, look at all these stock splits. Look at all these reverse splits after. You can tell how many reverse splits happened by looking at the stock price here. 128,000. There's so many reverse splits that they've done to try to keep this thing alive. Yeah, funny. Thing's dead. Okay, anyways, let's jump into our normally scheduled programming here. Did I update the levels today? Yes, I did. All you got to do is get the update on TradingView. They're all updated. At least I pushed the update. Is anyone else having problems with the levels this morning? Let me know if you are. If it's a broad problem, then I'll send another update. If it's just someone not getting the update, then just go through some of the normal troubleshooting. Remove the indicator, put it back on, refresh your screen, all the normal stuff. Okay, let's do it. NASDAQ futures, major supply high again, guys. Same high as earlier in the week, right? So, I mean, you come into the day and you have the same mindset, right? You come into the day and you say, all right, we're back into the same Wednesday supply. We're back into the same level that rejected on Wednesday. And we got to come into the day and understand that that's still there, right? That's really it, right? We walk into this day and we say, all right, we got 30,100 above. We clearly saw what happened at this level prior, and we can see again there is a possibility of that level rejecting once again. So let's stay open to that today. Let's be cautious of that. Let's understand that that supply is absolutely still there. And let's also understand how big of a level this is, right? If we go to the 4-hour chart, we can see triple top rejection, right? Rejection, rejection, rejection. 30,000, 30,100. This was the rejection points here, here, and here from back in early July. And you can see that we are right back into it. So we have to understand that it might be a little bit difficult to get through that high there. It's going to be a little bit difficult to get through that high, right? And so be careful trading long into it. Be careful trading 0 DTE longs right into this supply zone. It's going to be a hard spot to get through, okay? If we get through it, that is a very meaningful breakout, a very meaningful breakout. If you get through this 30,100 spot, you will trade into the 30,300 on the NASDAQ futures. So that would be your next target above. Now, let's go ahead and talk about what you did last week, which is pretty much exactly what we discussed here on a daily basis, right? We talked about one thing last week, and that was, can the NASDAQ create the higher low, right? That's exactly what we were sort of looking at, discussing, and trying to see if it could form. And it did exactly that, right, guys? It did exactly that. It created a higher low. It created a higher low between our exact demand levels, between our 29,160 to 29,360. It held that higher low perfectly, right? Really, really good. The higher low held, it maintained, it had the high from Thursday. Then on Friday, you turn Thursday highs into higher lows once again, right? And so everything is working as it should for the upside to continue, right? We have the higher low here. We have the Thursday high. The Thursday high turned into Friday lows. You have upside continuation, right? So this is, again, a higher low structure that's trying to build. So today, what's the key, right? What is the key for the market to keep itself higher today or sustain this upside continuation? And that is, it needs to hold over Thursday highs, 29,700. If you fail back under the 29,700, then you officially break the higher low structure here, right? And that's where you would say, okay, this might trade back down to these lows. And if you do trade back down to these lows, then you also open the door up to the gap fill still, right? Remember, we still have that gap below. So 29,160 to 28,917 is still a gap on the daily chart that, we've been talking about. It hasn't been filled yet. It hasn't been able to get down there yet. You can clearly see it defended here on Thursday. And so what we're going to be watching today is, okay, can we stay above Thursday's highs? If that is a yes, right, sort of using our if-then statements, if above Thursday highs, then we look for upside continuation. But that doesn't mean we look for upside continuation at supply levels. We look for pullback longs, right, at that key demand. Now, if you break back under 29.7, well, then you're moving lower, rejecting that under Thursday highs, turn that back into a new high, reject it, and move lower into 29,364, right? Very clear. So the levels on the NASDAQ are pretty damn clear today, right? We have our very clear supply high. We had the middle of the zone, right, at the Thursday high, and then we have our very clear demand down below. And so we just need to trade off these spots very simply, right? We can't be long here. We can't be short here. We look for the reactions here for either pullback longs or retest rejections, right? And that's where we're going to get paid today, is to react correctly at our inflection points. The key inflection point for me today on the NASDAQ, 29,700, right? We can clearly see how Thursday highs turned into Friday holds. That's also the daily 50 on the NASDAQ. And so that is very much the clear inflection point of the day. Do we hold it? Do we fail it? Right? And that's it. Do we hold it? Do we fail it? Do we reject these highs? Do we fail back under Thursday highs? Does that drive the market lower today? Do we reject these highs? Do we pull back the Thursday highs? Do we turn it into another higher low? And do we find another long into the 30,000? Right? That's the question of the day. Okay? Pretty easy. Right? Pretty easy to follow. Let's go to the QQQ. QQQ also at a major supply high here, 728, 731 area. Definitely a rejection point that we can see clearly rejected last week. Today, we are trying to hold above the Friday highs on the Qs, but I don't really think you're looking at that quality of a hold there. Again, the inflection point for me on the Qs, right here. 718.50, 719, Thursday highs, Friday lows, right? Pretty damn clear. Thursday highs, Friday lows. Can you hold it? Do you pull back and hold it today? Do you pull back and fail back below it today, right, and turn it into another rejection? What do you do at the Thursday high? What do you do at the Friday lows? That's the question of the day. So where do I want to see the Qs trade back to today? I think it's very realistic to see it trade back to this level and then let the market decide whether it wants to hold or fail below. That will be a very key thing to watch. So that's my QQQ spot, 719, 718. S&P 500. So what did we talk about on the S&P 500 last week? Last week, we talked about, can we hold above the previous all-time high? And that's exactly what we did, guys, right? We did exactly what we talked about. We talked about the S&P 500 needing to hold above the previous all-time highs. And the previous all-time highs, again, were right here, 77.18 to 77.40. That was the previous all-time high on the S&P 500. Now, if we move over, we can see, look at where the hold came in, right there. 77.18 to 77.40. So right now, as of right now, we can very easily say the S&P 500 is holding above the previous all-time highs. All right? That's a very valid statement. And that is true because of that. All right? That is holding above previous all-time highs. Now, if we break below that, we can very clearly see how scary, I guess the word really is scary, I'd say, even though it's really not scary, but it's going to get nasty if it breaks. I guess the word is nasty. 77.18, if we break that, there is nothing to keep this higher until 76.48. Right? So we do need to remember that this is still here, which is not a very good spot. Right? This is a dangerous spot to be looking at. If the S&P 500 breaks this Friday low, you are not going to hold up, right? This could get a really quick and aggressive 70-point downside move on the S&P back down to the previous highs at 76.50, 76.32. So that door is still open. I would definitely be aware of it, right? We did hold the previous all-time high, which is good, right? That's a check mark, but we didn't really retrace into anything, back to these major previous breakout points, and we've definitely left behind a pretty low volume straight up move, right? And that's a concern. That's a pretty big concern for me, the fact that we still have this down below. If you go to the volume profile, you're going to see that there is basically nothing there, right? You go to the volume profile, there is going to be nothing inside of that area. Look at this. Excuse me. Look at under 77.18. Look at the volume profile below that level. It's basically non-existent, right, until 76.50. And so if you do break below that, you are going to fail very quickly. There's no volume here. There's no transactions here. There's nothing to hold this higher, and that's going to be a very quick and aggressive downside trade. So I would just mentally prepare for that, right? You need to mentally prepare for that. When that happens, you don't have a panic attack. You don't think that, oh my God, the market's, it's gone forever. This is just a very clear trading opportunity under this low into 76.50, and you better take advantage of it if it shows, right? You better take the tail out between your legs and start taking the trades below that level, because that's a great trade no matter what you're looking for. If you're looking for upside, whether you're looking for downside, it doesn't matter. That's a quality opportunity that you need to be taking advantage of on the market. So keep an eye on this spot, 77.18 to 76.50, definitely an advantageous area to be locking in on and paying attention to if we do trade back down to it, okay? All right. But before we do that, right, we can't front run that idea, and the reason we can't front run that idea is because, well, if you try to short it where you are now, well, it might just do this. And so you can't front run a short there. You got to wait till it breaks. And so for me today, not really interested in short side. The only reason I'd be interested in short side is if we break this level, because I know that I can make 10 times the amount of money just waiting for this to break and shorting through here than trying to get cute shorting at these highs, right? Very simply put. It is so much easier just to short through that low volume area than trying to short these highs and trying to guess when this is going to reject, right? So for me, really no short side until 77.18. If you break that level, it's time to go, right? And that's what I'll be looking for today, okay? That's pretty much the same thing on SPY, right? If you take a look at the SPY ETF, that's the same. You pretty much have the same scenario here. If you break below 767.50, there is nothing below it until the previous all-time high at 760.40, right? This is your low volume area right here that I would look for that short side within. If we go to the volume profile, you are going to see that there is basically nothing inside of that area. Take a look at this volume profile. Look below 767.50. Below 767.50, there is zero volume back into the previous all-time high at 760. And so that is a 7-point range on the S&P ETF, SPY ETF, that is the best opportunity for downside trades. And that is where you lock in on and look for that short side if it does play. For now, it's not, right? For now, you're consolidating above it. And you're accumulating volume above that shelf, right? You can see the accumulation of volume that's occurring. You can see the accumulation here, but you can see the lack of volume here, right? So if you can trade below that 767.50, that's where you trade that short side down towards the previous all-time high, right? Very clear, very easy, very self-explanatory. Question is, are you going to wait for it, right? That's what I would wait for. Now, before that occurs, there is definitely some potential hold spots here. Can we hold above the Friday highs on the SPY today? Are we just going to turn that into a higher low? That's something to watch. We also have the Wednesday low and Friday low here that could definitely defend, right, at 770. And then we have the low at 767. So some levels to be watching the pullbacks into. And ultimately, if we do break that 767.50, then it's time to attack the short side move. All right. So that's that. QQQ, if the QQQ fails back under Friday highs today, then I would assume downside back towards the 719 spot, right? That's the level that I would be watching. Okay. All right. Story is very clear. Now it's up to us to trade it correctly, right? The story is, you got a pretty clear book out there today. The pages are clean. You can read it very nicely. The question is, right? I mean, I guess I'm trying to think of an analogy. Are you going to skip pages, right? So that's that. Let's see what happens. SMH, semiconductor ETF, pretty. Actually, I'm not saying to say pretty perfect. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. So last week on the SMH, we talked about the higher low needing to hold at the 561, 566. All right, we talked about the downtrend break. We talked about the daily 20 reclaim. We talked about the higher low above this high. And we talked about, can the SMH turn this into a higher low and continue higher? Well, that's exactly what you did. The SMH held that daily 20, defended that 561, defended that downtrending line here, and pushed higher into our target, which was 592, 595. All right, perfect. So today, what am I going to be looking for? Well, let's go ahead and go here real quick. Let me show you. This thing, levels is coming out soon, man. I already got some beta testers on this today. So we can go to levels. We can go to the last 5, right? We can go to our analysis over the last 5 and refer back to what we were looking for, which is perfect. All right, watch this. See how this occurs? So this is August 5th, right? Let me go ahead and show you guys. So August 5th. You can watch how the chart sort of goes on day by day. See that? August 5th, looking for that higher low, 561, 566. We go to Thursday, right here, 561, 566, right? Can we hold above the daily 20? Next day, this is I guess I put an update on Sunday, right? 561, 566, right? And then finally, today, 561, 566, right? See how perfect it just sort of went? And you can track that day by day with the new website, which is coming out soon. So pretty cool to see how that you can sort of track those levels, track how it responds off those spots, and then just use that as information for the future. But let's continue. So SMH today, we're rejecting these supply highs, right? Which is a problem. You guys can see right here, we are rejecting the supply highs, which is the 592, 595. See this right here? Rejections here and rejections right there. That is a major spot to be watching today. 592, 595. That's also the daily 50. I think that's going to be a tough spot. That's going to be a pretty tough spot to get through. I would be a little bit cautious of longing semis into that level today. All right, that is extremely clear. Major previous high, major previous high. You are now sort of, in my opinion, trapped inside of a channel here. All right, so if you look at this on the hourly chart, you're pretty much just trapped between the 50 and the 20. And that's your new channel here. You have the daily 20 SMA demand here at 561, 566. You have the daily 50 supply at 592, 595. And I'm just not really that confident what it's going to do inside of this area until you break above a level, right? And so for me, on the semis, I need to see a little reclaim of this daily 50. Without a reclaim of that daily 50, I think there's a good chance you're just going to sort of fade back inside of this channel, maybe fade back to these demand lows. You do still have the gap below, right? To understand, you do still have that gap below under 561 to 550, 548. So that's still a big spot there, and it could still be wanting to fill that gap, right? If we go to the daily chart, take a look at this on the daily chart. See the daily chart here? Take a look at the gap. It's right here. See this gap? So that's still there. And you are definitely rejecting this equal high at 592, 595. So keep an eye on that area. Understand the gap's still there. We might still need it. Let's continue. DRAM, still a problem, guys. I've said this once. I'm just gonna keep saying it because, man, one thing that I guess let's use it as a learning lesson, right? I definitely married the MU SNDK position 2 weeks back, right? I finally sold it 2 weeks or before SNDK earnings, and that decision to sell that position was the best thing I ever done. With that position off of my back, we've traded very successfully. We've stayed nimble, and we've been able to make back all of the losses and then some. And so I guess the learning lesson here, guys, is if you have a position that's not really going in your favor and it's been, weeks of holding, is it the better call to just sort of take it off and, reassess and trade with, you basically have like this elephant on your back that's making you probably not make the right decisions on an intraday, right? Because I was holding MU, I was holding SNDK, and I wasn't trading the intraday logically. I wasn't, I didn't have a clear mind because I wanted to see those go up. I wanted to see a certain thing happen. And it was, not only not doing anything for me, but it was also affecting my ability to make back the profits and also take advantage of current opportunities, right? So that is called opportunity cost. And so since taking that position off before that SNDK earnings, my God, has it been 10 times better. Just like clear mind, take what's in front of me, don't marry the trade, and move forward. And so that's a recommendation for some of you out there. If you have a position, if you're bag holding something and you're like, man, I just can't, you can't get your mind off of it because all you want to do is see that thing go up. And when it's not going up, you're not taking advantage of the downside that you would typically probably look for, right? And you would probably take advantage of and make money if you weren't in that position. So you got to really think about those things. Since taking that position off, really not an ounce of FOMO. The DRAM continues to underperform, actually, and really doesn't look that fantastic. You are still holding these major demand lows, but man, this upside supply is just smacking this thing down every time. We're still below the daily 20, which is a short-term moving average, which is a short-term bearish thing, right? If we are under a daily 20, that's short-term bearish still. So I think you really just need to get a legitimate flip here on the DRAM, or this MU and this SNDK trade just sort of does nothing, right? And we don't want to be stuck in trades that are doing nothing. We don't, right? This is opportunity cost. So, yeah, guys, a good call there. Probably one of my best calls of the recent few months was actually just selling and getting rid of a position, because from that I was able to trade much more effectively and make back the money. So you can always make it back. You can always take a new trade. You don't need to have, you don't need to marry something. So just an important topic there, important conversation to think about. Let's move on. What else are we looking at today? IGV, still sort of the outperforming sector. Software, the software comeback of 2026. It continues to be fantastic. Really loving it still. Palantir was unbelievable on Friday, man. God, Palantir was awesome on Friday. So really sweet there. Palantir on Friday. Software, again, another nice day. What I would be looking for today on IGV is a higher low above 100.8 to 101.26, right here. That's where I'd be looking for that higher low. If we can create that higher low here today, IGV can stay strong, and we could potentially continue higher. Meta's ripping. Yeah, Meta's looking sort of sexy today. Let's keep an eye on Meta today. But yeah, IGV, look for this higher low to build right here. See this? I'm looking for this 100 to 101 spot to turn it into a higher low. That could be fantastic. Let's see, right? That's a 4-hour high here. That could be your higher low structure, and a really nice hold to that 97, 96.50 spot. So really nice on IGV, 104, 105 next supply. Above that, 107, 108. Let's keep an eye on that software juice, because it's definitely still seems to be a little bit in favor, the software names. We'll break down some of the software names later today. Okay, let's go to gold. Man, gold, what an awesome trade. Took that profit at the open on Friday. That was an awesome break and retest. Loved every second of it. 130% return on that one. Really nice break and retest of our 4270 spot into the supply at 4440, 4460. And so for me, this trade is over. I really don't like the long anymore on GC. I need to see the next flip, right? We have very clear rejections here, and we are rejecting that again. There's two things that I'd want to see here, right? The first thing is a pullback long to 4270. Give me this, right, for a new pullback long. Or give me that flip over 4460, right? Flip it over 4460, flip it over the daily 100, and then we can look for the continuation. But for now, gold for me, this was the trade. It was a long on the retest into supply, and now we need to let this thing sort of sit and see what its next move is. Let's go into some equities. I think we're good for the equities. Did I miss anything? Let's see. Okay, we can go to CL real quick. Yeah, let's go to CL real quick. Okay. CL. Oil futures, crude oil. A little bit higher today, and definitely a little bit of a concern, right? We have a little bit of a higher low forming on CL, which is a little bit of a problem for the equity market, right? And that could be something to pay attention to here. We can see on this 4-hour chart, we have a reclaim of these lows. If CL can reclaim that 78 low right here, it's going to try to push higher. And so you could look to maybe hedge a little bit with the CL today. If the CL does maintain this 77, 78, 78, 43 spot, that's a reclaim of these major lows. And that could definitely sort of navigate higher once again. So keep an eye on that CL. It's a little bit strong this morning, up 1.5%. Okay, let's jump into some equities. If you guys could, please press that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. We got 2,000 people here today. Let's get 1,000 likes at a minimum. TikTok, we got 81 people in the stream. If you guys could press that like button. Damn, we got a lot of likes on TikTok. We got more likes on TikTok than we have on YouTube. That's poor. That's sad, guys. That's sad to the YouTube group, man. Appreciate TikTok group. They like to like things. YouTube, not so much. Appreciate that, guys. All right. Let's continue. So, Tesla, we called it, man. It was a good call. It was a great entry point, great long. I'm fully out of Tesla. Took my profits on this last week. Nice push on it. Nice targets. Definitely has maybe some more juice in the tank. But you are getting into where I would typically start to bail out of a trade like this, right? And it's right into the gap level. So typically you're going to see a problem here at where the gap starts, right, guys? You just have to sort of understand that. You are coming into the daily 20, which is heavily downtrending, right? A heavily downtrending daily 20. And the rejection point here from the post-earnings day, right? So I would fully expect a rejection within this 337, 342 level. This is where you target, right? You long it here and target here. And I think a lot of us need to do a better job at that of just taking that win when we hit a target, right? So we're here to here. That's the only trade. That's trade one. Trade two is above here through the gap, right? That's trade two. So for me, trade one is over. Let's let this thing sort of fail at this 337, 342 spot. I do fully expect to see that. That is a very big level that you're approaching here. So for me, the 317, 318 pullback long was a great thesis on Friday. We talked about that before the market opened. That was awesome. Very clean, higher, low, long. But now into that supply, not that interesting. For me, bring me back to 317, 318. Let's reset another pullback long. That would be my call. All right. You got the daily 20 here. You got this major gap supply level. Going to be really heavy. I say give me that 317, 318 again, and then maybe I'll look to pick it back up off that demand spot. That would be my call. You could look to fade the supply, but you definitely need it a little bit higher before you fade it because it could still try to reach into that. So not much for me on Tesla today overall. NASDAQ failing? Must be, right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're rejecting the same supply. Look at this. Same level. I mean, you're right at it, guys. You're right at it. There's no doubt. That's the same rejection point. That's the same rejection zone. It's not surprising to see here. So all we have to see now is the inflection point, right? 29.7. Does it hold? That's the key now. Let's go to NVIDIA. So NVIDIA failing major supply here at 226, 228. That's normal, especially with the NASDAQ looking at a little bit of a rejection as well. Here's your highs. This is your spot today, right here. 221, 222. Highs, highs, highs. Does it turn into a higher low? Or do we fail back under it? If we fail back under these highs, guess where we're going? 217, right there. So if we fail under these highs, we're going to these lows. If we hold these highs into a higher low, we're going back to these highs. So here's your key inflection point today. 221.60, 222.22. AMD, I got nothing for you. It's too much channel on AMD. Sideways consolidation after the earnings move. You're still just trading inside of the earnings range. So AMD is a pass for me. If you break under 455, if you get above 518, then maybe some interest, but you got to get outside of this range for me. Inside of that range, not interested. TSM stuck at the 425 highs. Really nothing going on there. If it can get over 425, that's a big watch, but look at this heavy rejection point. 425 just failing every single time it hits it. Look at that. So 425 is very clearly the level on TSM. Broadcom, not bad. It's a little bit slow up here, but Broadcom is holding that 412 spot, which is good. It's grinding higher. I'm not really too in love with this today. Broadcom's sort of a grinding, large, sort of long-term share trade for me more than anything. Don't really like trading options on Broadcom. It's not really that type of stock. Doesn't really give you that fluid intraday action. So for me, I think you just trust the Broadcom off the 200 still. You guys know I've been talking about that for months, man. I've been a broken record about Broadcom off the 200. You know that for sure. MRVL, 225. This is a big spot today. Major rejection point, 225, 225.50 area. Watch to see if that rejects. If it does, we'll see, right? I do like the higher lows still. So if you look at MRVL here on the 1 hour chart, previous highs into lows, daily 20 reclaim. This is good stuff, but you got to get over 225. If you can get over 225 on MRVL, you can trade the 240, 242. But we got to get above that 225 spot for now. And with the SMH rejecting and the NASDAQ rejecting, it's going to be a clear area to reject to start the morning, 225 area on MRVL. ARM, 300. We knew this was heavy, right? We go to the 4 hour chart. It's a clear as day heavy spot. We can see it right here. 300, clear as day, major rejection. Right here, 270, 262, daily 20. That's the ARM low. So again, for me, not much here, guys. Pretty much a sideways channel between these levels. For me, I need things to break levels, right? That's where key moves happen. That's where inflections happen. And I'm not going to get involved in trading inside of a range, right? 300 to 270, that would be the area I'd be watching. So 300, 270 on ARM, that's the area to watch today. Let's go to Intel. Intel, 106, 105, 97. Intel, I think, doing selling shares today. Intel plans to sell $15 billion worth of stock at, wow. Damn. Okay. So a big Intel raise. $15 billion. Let's read about this. Towards general corporate purposes, including capital expenditures. Yeah, so they told us about this on their earnings. They said that they would look to raise capital. So they're doing it. They did mention that on their earnings. So, yeah, I mean, long term probably good, right? Long term probably good if they're spending it for the right things, right? They're spending it for the right reasons. If it does, improve and give them future revenue growth, then that's a positive. But, always short term, you're always going to get the short term sort of downside on dilution like that. So, yeah, I mean, for me, I don't really like to trade things through these types of events, right? I really don't try to guess what it's going to do. I like to just let these things sort of pass by and see what the the effect of this is over the next few days, right? So it's 97, 98. We'll see what happens there. We'll see if it can hold that spot. If not, maybe some downside continuation. I'll just keep watching that 97, 98 spot. Let's go to app. Let's go to large cap tech. Yeah, let's go large cap tech. Let's go Apple. Apple still rejecting our 316, 317 spot. Very clear spot. You guys can see here on the daily chart, we had this major supply at 317, 316, right? You can see that right here. See these highs? Bam, bam, major supply. Look at this 316, 317 spot today. Major rejection off of that. Must be some news this morning. Is it the news about the Chinese memory? Wow, Jeffries downgrades Apple. Interesting. That's interesting. I saw Apple testing China's CXMT memory chips for iPhones and MacBooks. I don't like that, man. That just doesn't sit right with me. I just don't like that decision by them. It just sort of turns me off. I mean, they have so much money. Figure it out. I don't know. Turn to China for their memory? I don't know, man. I don't like that. I don't like anything to do with investing in China. They definitely don't have our best interest. And I'm not really liking how Apple decides to go run to China for this. I mean, I understand the business side of it, but it just sort of feels dirty. Feels like a little cheap shot to me. Oh, is it only for Chinese sold devices? I mean, it's still a cheap shot. Guys, I'm just being like a little sort of satire here, to be honest, but I don't know. Give the money to a US company. That's how I feel. That would be my just give the money to a US company. You got plenty, you can do it. They're just trying to nickel and dime. I am British? No, I'm not British, idiot. Do I sound British? Do I sound British? I just think I would rather see Apple give the money to a U.S. company. But anyways, 316, 317, that's the rejection point. Let's continue. Microsoft, very strong, continuing to stay strong. 490, 493. That's a big weekly high to be continuing to watch. Take a look at these weekly highs on Microsoft, guys. Take a look at these weekly highs on Microsoft. Big spot. This is a really nice spot to be looking for a trade-off of, right? Take a look at this. See these weekly highs right here? See that? If you keep holding these weekly highs, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7 weeks of rejections, right? If you hold 7 weeks of rejections as a new support level, that is a very, very valid thing to be looking for upside. And that 7-week-long rejection area on Microsoft is right here. It's right here. It's right where you keep holding above. So right now, Microsoft looks to be in the situation of a very outperforming situation, especially with the IGV and software outperforming the market right now. This is definitely continuously a top watch, I would say. Microsoft 490, 493, I would keep that on your charts. Amazon, Bezos selling, sort of giving it some pressure, 277, 278, that's the reclaim spot. This actually is a pretty interesting reclaim long if we can get it. Little flagging opportunity, but we have to get over this 278, 277 here. That's what I'll be waiting. You can see I have an alert set at 277, 278. Let's go to Meta. So Meta with some juice this morning, but we have to hold 600. We really do. We really need to hold above this, guys. Look at this 4-hour high right here. This 4-hour high right here at 600, that huge rejection candle, you need to turn that into a higher low today. If you can get a quality hold over 600 today on Meta, that's a really good thing to look for today. That's probably now top watch of the day for an intraday trade. Hold above 600 on Meta, hold over the daily 50. That would be the ideal spot to be looking, guys. You do not want to see this fail back under 600, okay? So 600 is the spot today for Meta. Really interesting spot. Okay, let's jump into some software, and then we'll get out of here, take a little bit break, and then we'll come back for some live trading. Let's go to Palantir. Yeah, let's go. Okay, let's run through our software names real quick. PANW, sick. We'll go speed round. You guys know speed round. Let's go speed round here. PANW, software name, still looks very strong. Perfect. Hold at the 345. We got to get over the 368. CrowdStrike, beautiful still. Awesome pullback hold. 200, holding back over these highs at 209. If you can get through the all-time high today, CrowdStrike and IGV, keep an eye on the software. Palantir, this is probably the best looking trade of the day, if on top of Meta. Let me go ahead and break this down for you. This one is a top watch, I would say. Palantir, guys, insane weekly engulfing candle. Absolutely insane. Look at this weekly engulfing candle on Palantir. Absolutely nuts. Look at the weekly highs here. Weekly high, weekly high. 163.70, 166.34. You maybe could bring that back down towards like 161.45, but I'm looking for the higher lows here above this weekly high, 163.70 to this 166.34 spot. If you create a higher low above these weekly highs and engulf all of this action, that is a very, very, very bullish thing to be looking for. And that, my friends, is a retest of exactly these previous highs. Take a look at this. So Palantir today has a very clear thesis. Retest the Tuesday, Wednesday highs and turn it into support, right? Let me go to the 4-hour chart. Look at that 4-hour. Sexy. So you turn the 200 SMA into support on Thursday, Friday, which was incredible. And now you're looking for higher lows above these highs. If you can do one of these today, that's a sick long. So Palantir, definitely watch this. 163, 166. That's a big demand to be watching today on Palantir. I love that watch today. Big time. SpaceX still holding shares from Friday. Crushed it on this one, man. Crushed it. This was an awesome trade on Friday. Took a long on SpaceX over the 118, 119 reclaim, over the daily 20 reclaim, and just rode this all day. What an awesome trade. Over 150% on the options, and still holding 100 shares. Today, if SpaceX holds above 130, this thing's going higher. Let me show you guys where this is going. So take a look at this weekly chart on SpaceX. Let me go to the daily. Not going to be able to get this in screen for the TikTok folks. Actually, I can just slide it over for you. But SpaceX, right here, right? SpaceX, the previous lows from that IPO when it first came out was 147, 149. That's where I anticipate SpaceX will go if you can hold above this high right here. If you can hold above these highs right here at 130, 129, you should rally towards that 147, 150 high. So that is right here. 130, 129. That's the spot today for me on SpaceX. Can we hold above this today? That's the key for me. And finally, guys, the swing trade that I took last week, HPE. This is hands down the best looking daily chart I have seen on the stock market over the last few weeks. This is the best trading setup that I see out there today. Oh, with time, with patience, look at what you are doing here. This is a perfect daily major high that you have turned into perfect higher lows. This really you really can't get much better than this. Rejections, 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 rejections into perfect support last week. That is a perfect break and retest, higher low structure. And it's being rewarded today intensely, right? Look at this breakout this morning on HPE. This is an unbelievable higher low on the 4-hour chart. You have perfect structure above these previous highs, and you are now breaking out to the next level. If you hold above 54 today, this continues. I adore this setup. I really do. This looks incredible. I'm going to be up probably a decent amount this morning on this trade if it sticks before the open or into the open. And very excited to see how this plays. I would be eyes on HPE, guys. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to take about a 10-minute break. So I'm not going to turn the stream off. If you guys want to stick around, I will be back in about 10 minutes. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to head over to get ready with the group for the next 10, 12, 15 minutes, and then I'll be right back here on YouTube, okay? All right, so see you guys soon. If you're heading out, appreciate you coming for the pre-market live stream. Subscribe. And see you guys soon. Welcome, guys. Happy Monday. Um, today, today is sort of a little bit sketchy with, I would say, that Nasdaq high up there, man. I'm not too in love with that Nasdaq high. That's definitely where I'm gonna be a little bit cautious to start the day. I definitely want to be weary of the potential failure above. Let me go ahead and see if I can get this properly set up here. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so that NASDAQ high, I'll break it down in just a moment. Let me just get everything perfectly set up for us so that we are ready to go no interruption live trading here. I think we're about there. Okay. Pop out the chat. MRVL's going. Okay, interesting. Okay, so this morning, looking at the NASDAQ futures, yeah, definitely just cautious of what we're looking at here. That high is definitely something I don't really want to get too cued into today. I just don't really like I don't like the longs into that high. So gonna be cautious there to start. Being weary of, if I go out to the zoom, if I zoom out here, hourly chart, just staring at this hourly chart, we can clearly see the rejections up here. I think the key to be looking at today is the higher low. Can we create it? Can we create the higher low? And I think it's worth just waiting for it, to be honest. I think you do nothing today until we see what happens at the 29.7. I think that's the right place to strike. I think that's just overall the right level to look for. Do we get a nice higher low at 29.7 or do we get a rejection there? All right? Very easy. That's sort of the mindset that I would approach today with. Once we get that 29.7 confirmation, then we know, whether we want to take that shot or whether we want to just sort of lay low. If there's something we like there, if there's nothing we like there, that's the deciding factor of the day for me. Besides, obviously, the swing trades that I am currently holding, and I think they're going to look pretty good this morning. I am very happy about those. I will say we'll break those down in just a second. I want to. There we go. Yeah, so swing trades today for me. HPE was the one we entered to end last week, and a really nice push so far. We'll see what I do on it. I don't know if I want to sell it into the open or, be a little bit patient on it. We do have time. So, all right, so hold on. Now I have to deal with people writing on the screen, so bear with me here. And we now delete the scribble scrabble that we got. Okay, thank you very much. Okay. So yeah, HPE, I mean, we talked about this setup to end last week. Unbelievable higher low. Such a clean spot. Such a perfect higher low. Took those longs to end last week. What did I take? I actually don't even remember, honestly. We have it in Desi Swings, of course. Took the September 18th 50 calls. So we're going to be nicely in the money with plenty of time, which is very good. Very happy about that. I'm happy about the position and the choice of contract. And one of the things I mentioned to the group last week was, look at the volume that was in these contracts. This was crazy. I mean, there was some serious volume there. Um, there was some serious volume in the HPE options chain. So that sort of gave me some interest about whether there was some, maybe something going on over there that we're not aware of, because look at that options chain, look at that volume in those options. The September 18th were going crazy on Friday, so very nice to see that. I am excited to see how these open for us today. If you guys are part of that trade with me, I think we're gonna look pretty decent to start the day. So let's see how that continues to run this week. I'd like to hold it. I'd really like to hold it and maintain it. That would be my goal. Let me go ahead and get my charts pulled up here. 1 second. Let me delete that. Okay. So we're good on YouTube. Yep. Everything's looking good there. We're good on TikTok. Everything's looking good there. Zoom's all set up. Okay. Perfect. So HPE, again, NASDAQ futures, waiting to see if we can get the higher low today. Higher low development at 29.7 is my key today. Can we get a nice higher low long off the 29.7, 29.668? That is the big spot for me. On the S&P, yeah, the S&P is a little bit just, you know what? We actually talked about this last night in our mentorship group. What we probably will continue to see here, guys, if, we'll see if it, we'll see. But my thought right now is that we might just continue to see the QQQ outperformance and that QQQ catch-up trade. That feels like what you're seeing right now is just like the QQQ catch-up trade. I think it's very possible that we might just continue to see maybe a little bit of relative outperformance on the NASDAQ futures because of the underperformance that was previously there. So that's going to be something I sort of look out for, is the S&P just sort of is it just sort of a boring, nonchalant, like really nothing move? Like, is it not as great to trade as the NASDAQ this week because of the NASDAQ outperformance? That's going to be something I really pay attention to throughout this entire week, basically, because of the underperformance that we previously had. Let me go ahead and adjust this real quick. Today is the 10th. 08-10. Okay. Yeah, so right now, my only concern that I have is that we are below the Friday highs. That would be like at least a spot to be paying attention to today. The fact that we're below the Friday highs is pretty important. So I'm going to make sure to have those Friday highs mapped out. Make sure you have PDH on your charts today. Because PDH, possibly a spot to be watching. All right, so I have my NASDAQ. I have my ES set up. Let's talk about some individual equities. So first one, we already talked about HPE. I think if you want to look for HPE for a long entry, you're going to need a pullback long at 54, 54.63. That's the right entry point. Retest long here. That's what I would be looking for. MRVL, you guys are telling me it's ripping? Yeah, okay, so MRVL, if you can hold over 223, 225 on MRVL today, I would take a look at that right above these highs, 223, 225. If we can maintain that, I do not mind that watch today. So I would be looking at that. 223, 225, break and retest long, targeting like the 237, 240 high. That could be a nice little spot. Let's see if it can build something there. So we're going to have to wait and see if that can build. So of course, let's see what the open looks like. Um, I liked that. I like that Nvidia pullback. Take a look at Nvidia. Nvidia has officially pulled back to the. Yeah, I do like Nvidia a lot actually. Take a look at this. So Nvidia, that's perfect actually. Perfect retest. Okay. So Nvidia is going to be on the top watch today. Keeping that up. Nvidia retest 221, 226. That's perfect. I'll keep an eye on MRVL 223, 225. Yep. SpaceX has to be a watch. We own 100 shares of SpaceX, and we have a perfect reclaim spot on SpaceX to be watching today. So if we take a look at this SpaceX hourly, take a look at this. You have absolutely perfect double top highs here that are for sure a watch. So SpaceX high, SpaceX high, SpaceX highs, 129, 130. That's a fantastic retest long idea. So SpaceX definitely on watch today. You can see SpaceX is already holding above PDH. Let me go ahead and put my studies on here. Boom. Yep, so SpaceX already holding above PDH as we speak. I wouldn't even mind a little deeper into 130, 129. So that's a watch for me today. Meta over 600. That's a good watch today. Let's keep watching that Meta 600 spot. That could be something that provides some opportunity. That daily 50 reclaim, that previous day high reclaim, 600 reclaim. I think that's a solid look today. What else did we have? Dell was interesting. I think it still is. It's just slow to combust. Yeah, I mean, guys, it's again, this is like it's Joe. You know, brother. Hey, your people's lack of ability to just trade a stock and have a bias to it is why you continue to lose, right? So you could think SpaceX is the worst stock in the world, but it provided the best trading opportunity on Friday out of any stock out there in the market. So, yeah, man. Hey, I'm about making money, and if SpaceX provides a trading opportunity today, I couldn't care less what it does. I don't care what the company does. Trade the stock and shut up. I mean, that's seriously how you have to think. Trade the stock, trade the levels, and stop worrying about whether you have a bias towards the company, because all it's going to do is stop you from making money, my friend. That's all it ever does. So you choose, all right? You choose. Palantir, really nice. I would love to see the retest. Let's see the retest of 163, 166. Can we get that retest? That's definitely the final top watch for me today, for sure. So those are going to be, actually, I have one more slot to fill. So definitely Palantir, 163, 166. Let's keep an eye on that. And then finally, you know what? I want to watch that Google pullback, actually. Yeah. Yeah, I want to keep an eye on that Google pullback. This Google pullback is interesting, guys. I would pay attention to this one, actually. This one could be advantageous. Take a look at this daily chart on Google. See these daily highs? See these daily lows? Look at this pullback on Google. This is pretty good. You can see it's starting to maintain. I'm going to be watching this one a little bit. See if we can start getting some reclaims going. Little reclaim over a previous day high. Yeah, let's put an alert there. Let's get an alert on Google over PDH. Let's see if that thing can build something. I think to start the day, let's keep Palantir up on the Jumbotron. Yeah, let's keep Palantir on the Jumbotron. Because I think Palantir, yeah, I mean, Amanu is spot on, man. Amanu's spot on. We're here to, at the end of the day, I've told my dad this a lot. And it's a valid, it's a hard thing, right? It's, we're out here for mostly, at the end of the goal, it's to improve our bankroll, right? Like, that's why we're here. And, there's a lot of people in the world, And I'm just, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, guys. I'm just giving you my mindset here. There's a lot of people in the world that let their personal biases affect their ability to succeed, right? Like I'm not calling anyone out. I'm not being an asshole. I'm just saying, like, I've seen this all over the place. I've seen this from my own family, right? Like, my father is someone like that who is like, you know, always so wrapped up in everything going on that he like ignores, you know, the right thing to be paying attention to better yourself. And there, that's just a sickness that goes on in the world, right? You gotta just focus on what you can control and what can help you improve as a person. Everything else is noise, and that's why I just don't listen to anything else. Right? I just refuse. I don't care about anything besides what I know I'm in control of. The second you start worrying about things you can't control, guys, you basically just become a psychopath. I mean, seriously, you're basically a psychopath because there's nothing you can do about it, and you're just yelling at people online about it, and it's like, what are you accomplishing? So, like, really think about it. If you're someone that does that, just think about how much time you're wasting. Think about how much time and effort you're wasting out of your own day to basically yell and scream about something you can't even fix. I literally don't waste a second about that stuff. I won't even think about it. It's not even worth my breath because I can't do shit. What am I going to do? What the hell am I going to do about it? Right? So just focus on what you can control. Just a little bit of a life lesson there for you guys. This has nothing to do with trading, but overall, it's just one of those. It's something I live by, and I think it's helped me quite a bit. So, and I think I've done pretty well for myself. So, if I could give you any kind of like advice for your life, that would be one of them. Would be, don't think about things you can't control, because that is just another thing that's clouding your judgment to do something that you can. And that can help you improve yourself. Popping an old Zin. Let's get this day started, boys and girls. You must live in the present. That's correct. A new version of Lightspeed Trader is available. No, not right now. Thank you. Maybe later. All right, so SpaceX shares are still sitting nicely up. Love to see it. Love to see it. HPE swing trade should be good to start the day. I do have some. I have the September HPE, and then I also have a few August 21st. So I might sell some of the August 21sts pretty early. Did you post TA today? Absolutely. Offnut, go to the channel, man, and make sure to go to. So just to give you guys a heads up, we got some beta testers going for getlevels.com. So that is getting closer and closer. Very excited for this. I think it's going to be a really cool thing for you guys that, want to get my analysis every day and sort of have like a main hub. So I'll show you guys a little sneak peek on YouTube here. So pretty sweet, man. Very excited. Really cool design. This is all me. It's all me and Claude. Me and Claude inside the basement. But this is Get Levels. This has a direct link to our live trading room. So if you guys are members, you get to, you'll be able to always know where to get access to that trading room right there. You sign in through WAP. So if you already have a subscription to our Get Levels or our Insiders Pro, you'll get, access to this for free, obviously. You got your earnings that are approaching. You got your morning game plan, your top watch of the day. Usually there's a video in here, but I couldn't get to the video today. And then you got all 37, equity analysis, NASDAQ futures, right? You got your NASDAQ futures. You got your S&P. Basically, every analysis for me on every of these names on a daily basis. All hand analysis, hand drawn, no AI slop. And then you can refer back to the last days. You can jump to certain tickers to make it quicker. And I give you my top watch. You get your, this is coming soon for you guys that are on Thinkorswim, our Thinkorswim futures and equity study. So all my levels on Thinkorswim, you'll be able to download them here every day. These 2 buttons, very easy. And then we have all the video tutorials. So Thinkorswim setup, TradingView setup, dashboard tour. And yeah, this is going to be free for you guys that are already members. So no cost, just something I want to give to you basically. And it's basically it's a thank you for sticking by my side. It's a retention. Hopefully this keeps you around, and you hope you enjoy it. That's really the goal of this. All right. So, and a lot more to come. But yeah, right now we got like 8 people on it, testing it out, giving me feedback. So, coming soon. So you'll get access to that if you're a member of our Get Levels. That's down below in the description. It's the Get My Levels on Your chart. That's how you get access to that when it's launched. It's not launched yet, so, but you will gain access once it launches. Okay, so we got our key stocks to watch today. We're watching MRVL over 225. We're watching SpaceX over 131. We're watching Meta over 600. We're watching Google off the 353 demand. We're watching HPE off the 54.60. We're watching NVIDIA off the 221 retest. And we're watching the Palantir retest at 166, 163. The key to pay attention to right now for me is, does the NASDAQ futures hold 29.7 on the retest of Thursday highs? And the other concern that I have today is the S&P back under Friday highs. Just a little bit not in love with that today, guys. I really don't like what the S&P has been up to here. I wanted to see it turn this Friday high into a higher low. It has not done that. If we can get back above this Friday high and turn it into a higher low, that would be much more confirming. But for now, the fact that we're back under that Friday high just really is not very sexy to me. Because you're basically inviting the chance of a little pop and fade here, right? And so for any kind of long position that you're looking at today, you really got to be careful of this Friday high fading. I mean, this really needs to be on your watch, because this is exactly where you get smacked in the ass today, right here. This is exactly where you get smacked. All right, if you long early morning and this thing gets smacked at the Friday high, it's exactly where you're going to regret your decisions. So I'm just not in love with that right now. I'm a little bit cautious on that. That's on the NASDAQ and the S&P, right? The NASDAQ previous day high is right here. So I like the 29.7 pullback long if we can get lower, but where you're currently sitting, I really don't like anything. On the QQQ, look at that, right? You're back under Friday highs. That's not a spot to be long into. This could very easily become a pop and fade. So you could look for that pop and fade today. I don't mind the pop and fade at PDH on Qs. That's not a terrible thesis. Let's see what it does, right? If it trades back into PDH, let's see what it's looking like. I love the Palantir retest of daily highs if we can get it to be clean. These daily highs on Palantir at 163.70 is beautiful. Oh shit, Nvidia's already going. Yeah, hold on, Nvidia. Wait for us, please. No. Don't do it. Yeah, Nvidia's already retesting. Damn. Okay, so yeah, I mean, that was another great watch this morning, right? Our NVIDIA watch. Take a look at this retest. Perfect, man. Perfect triple top. Bam, bam. Well, actually, sorry, double top high turning into a higher low. That's about as good as it gets right there. you're already sort of squeezing off that level to start the day. So, yeah, I would like to see that wait for us, but could be something to watch for sure. I'm going to keep Palantir on the Jumbotron to start. I just think it's the right thing to watch. I need it to pull back though from here. It's not where it needs to be to take a position. Guys, you gotta put up your volume, man. You gotta raise the volume on your side because this is about as loud as it gets for me. And I'm not gonna yell all day either. I'm not gonna yell into the mic all day. So turn it up. Turn that thing up. Yeah, the Google PDH is nice. If we can get over that. Buy SpaceX today. If SpaceX can hold 130, I like it. Look at that MRVL hold over 225. All right. Let's see what we got today. Let's see what we got today. Oh, nice MRVL hold. Ooh. Palantir's already ripping. Okay. Yeah, I turned up the gain on the mic a little bit, so hopefully that helps. It doesn't look like it's clipping, so it should be all right. Nice MRVL hold, man. Very clean. Look at that. See that? 225. I just don't really see why I would long MRVL right now with the semis at supply. So it just doesn't really sit right with me at the current moment. Yeah, I'm just not really vibing with an SMH long this morning. So it just doesn't really make sense at the moment. NASDAQ, S&P back under highs. It's not the right call to just start going for longs off the open for me. Let's let this materialize. Let's let QQQ at least get back over PDH. I mean, that's pretty easy. It's a pretty easy read, right? At the very least, let's let Qs get over PDH. So that's what I would look for to start. Let's get Qs over PDH, and then let's see if something can develop. That's what I'll keep on the charts there. Yeah, Meta's already failing. Microsoft does look strong again, huh? Yeah, let's watch Microsoft PDH as well. Ding, da, ding, 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 ding. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. MRVL ripping to start. CrowdStrike alert. MRVL strong. Microsoft strong. Yeah, I mean, yeah, software already strong. Software already strong. Microsoft's ripping. Okay, my HPE is up a lot. Okay, hold on. I need to sell some of this. HPE looks so good. Might take some profits on HPE here. Sold a little bit of HPE on that swing trade. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This thing looks hot, man. HPE looks hot. Swing trade sexy. Okay. That swing trade is up 32% right now. Congrats on that one. To the group. What's Dell doing? What is Dell doing? Okay. Dell's sort of squeezing. Got some off Dell. Okay. Took it, B-Car. Nice, man. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I'm locking in a little bit of gains on that HP. I think a good squeeze to take some profits into. Okay, Meta just held 600. Meta just held 600 very nicely. Interesting. Okay. Palantir is absolutely gone. Oh my God. Wow. Okay. Palantir is absolutely gone. S&P outperforming NASDAQ here. S&P outperforming NASDAQ. Meta off 600 is pretty good. Yeah, that's a pretty good Meta 600 hold. Let's keep that on watch. Not ready to go for anything yet. Going to be a little bit patient here. See how this stuff develops. Palantir, oh my God. Yeah, it didn't even want to get back to the retest. It's just going to go. Palantir is on a rally, man. Palantir, let's see. What is this 173.09 spot I got? 173.09, I believe, is a major weekly high. Actually, it's 172. Yeah, I mean, at this point, we got to look for a pullback to PDH. That's the only trade here. If we can get some kind of a pullback to this 173, 172 PDH, maybe. But good for the long term. Not going to chase it here, though. Not going to chase it. Awesome, though. Love it. Love to see it. Google's holding. NASDAQ is not very pretty, guys. Okay, QQQ's rejecting PDH here. Yeah, look at this Q's fade. Uh-huh. That's what we were talking about. Yeah, look at this. Yeah. Yeah, I would not long go under Q's PDH today. That's not a trade for me. I don't like longing under Q's PDH today at all. No, sir. No, sir. Not a trade. So, for me, nothing. For now. I'll just lock in some gains on my swings and chill for the moment. I do not like longs under PDH. Nice fade. Let's see what 29.7 does. Let's see what 29.7 does. Nvidia is holding. Not bad. Meta rejected. Ugly. Not interested. Okay. Palantir. You did get pretty close to 29.7 there on NASDAQ. Look at that reaction there. Okay, Palantir maybe is worth a shot if we can see a hold here. I don't love the NASDAQ, as I said, but Palantir might be enough to give it a chance. Let's keep an eye on this. NVIDIA is strong. Ooh, NVIDIA is a nice hold, guys. NVIDIA might become the top watch here. Oh, shit. What a hold of NVIDIA 222 right there. Okay, SpaceX just held 131 perfectly. Look at SpaceX hold. I might try this Palantir light. I might be willing to try this light. Yeah, I'm going to take 10 contracts of the 175 calls on Palantir here. Stop loss is under PDH. You did just get that pullback to 29.7 on NASDAQ. I'm going to try just 10 Palantir stop loss under PDH. Let's see if it is a PDH hold. I don't love the Q's situation, but I don't mind looking at Palantir outperformance. We did get our PDH pullback, which is good. At least we got that. We didn't chase it into these highs. Let's see if we can get a little continuation push on Palantir here. It's possibly too overextended. That's why I'm not going to go big size today on this. But let's just trust PDH. See if it gives us something. Breaks PDH, then we just, rip it off and take that little L to start. Yeah, it looks like it wants to try it. It wants to try it. The NASDAQ, I'm a little bit not in love with. That would be why we fail, is because the NASDAQ is not developing. How's the IGV look? IGV looks good, though. Whoa, IGV looks really good. So we might be able to just trust Palantir with the IGV here. I mean, we got to give it the old college try off PDH for sure. Can't be scared of that. Can't be scared of that. All right. Let's see if we can get a high day break here. E. I don't like that candle. No, I'm out of Palantir there for a small, what is it? Basically break even. I don't like that candle at all. I wanted to see it go there. I'm out of Palantir. I'm out break even on Palantir there. I do not like what I just witnessed on that candle at all. That got shot down heavy. And the NASDAQ is still weak, so let's back off that. I'll look for maybe another opportunity on it, maybe over the highs if it can do it. I'm just not in love with what the NASDAQ is doing to be looking for a long right now. I'm going to listen to my intuition there. As much as I like a PDH long, there's got to be other things that are lining up properly for it. And that just isn't there. Let's keep watching it, but for now I'm out. Little break even. In at 440, in at 440, out at 405. Lost 40 cents. NASDAQ still not really in the situation I'd like. Let's see if it can maybe come down a little bit lower to 29.7. I'll be watching that. Palantir's still doing a good job of maintaining. But I wouldn't mind just waiting for maybe a break and hold of these highs. That could be nice. Confirm a little bit more here. Would be a little bit more confirming. SpaceX is also holding really well. Yeah, SpaceX is holding really well. But Q's still very weak. 29.7 coming in. Let's see what 29.7 does here. IGV still is outperforming. What's Microsoft doing? Is Microsoft ripping right now? No, not quite. Oh. Look at this CrowdStrike hold. Oh, shit. CrowdStrike is holding perfect over PDH as well. If 29.7 can rip here on NASDAQ, Palantir will go. Yeah, if 29.7 holds here on NASDAQ, Palantir should give it to you. You are trying to wick at 29.7 right now on NASDAQ. Wow, strong reversal off 29.7 on NASDAQ. Okay. This is good. This gives me more confidence here. 29.7 hold is good on NASDAQ if we can get it. I'm going to wait this out for a second. Already having a very good day because of HP. We'll see if it can hold 54. Okay, Palantir giving you that push to high a day. Nice. You got a little bit of something there. So watch out for this high a day rejection again. IGV's having a morning. Yeah, IGV's having a morning. Look at IGV. PANW, CrowdStrike, both good. Palantir good. All software good. Very good software. Nice Palantir off PDH beauty. Nice. There we go. Clean, guys. I'm not in it, but I'm going to look to re-enter it. Just did not want to get too cute too early on that one. But not bad. It did play. It did play nicely. HPE retest. Holding. 54. That's nice. Yeah, that's really nice. There's Palantir. There's the juicer. Now let's see if we can get a little one of these. I'm willing to re-enter this one. Let's see. Let's see. Can I get a re-entry point? She might just go without me. Nice flux. Nice trade, man. Yeah, I think maybe trusting the IGV more there was the key. Basically ignoring the NASDAQ a little bit. Just trust the software outperformance. That's probably the key there. Nice trade, though. Perfect break and retest the PDH. Could have trusted it more. Monday morning. Be a little easy on that. Not bad, though. HPE looking good. It's a perfect 54 hold on HPE. Okay, so our 29.7 NASDAQ level did its job, man. That's pretty. It's pretty for now. ES is still eh. CrowdStrike ripping. IGV ripping. Q's reclaim a PDH. That's definitely a trade that's pending. I would be watching out for that. If you guys like trading the Q's. Keep an eye on a little Q's PDH reclaim. So here are my open positions. Up 14,000 right now. took a $400 loss on that little Palantir attempt. Could have been a little bit more patient on that one, but HPE locked in $9,100 on the short terms, sitting up $6,200 on some longer dated. SpaceX shares are sitting up nicely. Dell also sitting up decent. So sitting in a really good position here. Obviously, would have been nice to have Palantir add to it, but not bad. Nice trade if you guys caught it. Let's see if we get a little one of these now. I wouldn't mind a little one of these. That would be sweet. Let's wait for it. Yeah, that was the problem for me there, Piff, was the Q still below, but there was strong outperformance there. You could see it. It's the outperformance on software today, guys. That's it. That's why you're getting some upside. Software outperformance. So focus on software here. The IGV is absolutely vertical right now. It's out of the semis into software right now. Nice job, Bart. Palantir runners. Beautiful, man. Way to go. Beautiful trade. Nice little PDH spot. Let's see if we get a little retest here. Could be nice. Could be nice. Would like to get the Qs over that PDH. That would be really confirming. Nice job, Chef. Got the Palantir along. Way to go, man. I don't mind a little retest of this 175 spot. Let's see. Can we get it? Ghost 56% on Palantir. Nice. Do that. Palantir long. Done for the day. Nice, man. Hey, let's go. Nice little start there. All right. Very nice, guys. Holy shit. Tesla just went straight up. What in the world? Tesla just ripped. Yeah, MU off 858. Nice. Not a bad MU hold down there. Not a bad MU hold down there. Nice. Man, if the Qs gets over PDH, this sets off a ripper. Would love to see it happen. That would set off the ripper for sure. This is not a bad Palantir little flagging long here. Keep an eye on this thing. I hope it comes back to our level, though. It might not. It's going to maybe tease us. I really hope it comes back to this previous high. I have a feeling it's not going to, though. But I'm not going to chase it. It is what it is at this point. Alert. Dell alert. Oh, shit. Dell alert. That's a big alert. That's an important alert. Dell. Oh, boy. Okay. Yeah, Dell is... watch Dell, guys. Dell's breaking a big spot here. Dell has been a really massive hold lately. That should help HPE as well if Dell starts to go. Okay. The HPE hold is really good right now of the 54. That's a really solid hold right there. That's exactly where you wanted to see it hold. That was the retest we talked about this morning, was retest 54. So that stock's still looking pretty. Palantir, come on, man. Give me a little bit. Give me like one of these boys right here so I can grab that. Give me a little dip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. I put my hand up on your hip. It's just going to hold the cloud, isn't it? It's a cloud runner. Might just be a cloud runner today. Sexy thing, huh? Palantir has been something else lately. Who owns Palantir stock? Who's got the biggest bag of Palantir stock? Who's the Palantir whale in the chat? Yeah, I remember Fern definitely was the Palantir whale. How many shares I got at Palantir? I don't think I got too many. I think I got like 200, 300, 400, something like that. Nothing crazy. $100 shares. Nice. Damn. 64,000 open P. Nice. 15,000 shares, Flux. Shit. Yeah, that beats me. There's a lag on YouTube, Bart. Yeah, there's purposely a lag on YouTube, Bart. Definitely be in the Zoom chat, man. Definitely be in the Zoom chat. I don't want to brag or anything, but I have 10 shares. It's funny. Yeah, nice move. Let's see if we get a proper retest. Let's see if we get a proper long. Secondary long. Let's see. Still there. Still possible. Just need to get our proper retest level to hit. Okay, hold on. Red alert. Red alert. The S&P is a problem here, guys. We still got problems here. Look at this S&P Friday high rejections. Yeah, we still got some red alert rejections showing up here, guys. So I don't mind being a little bit easy here. I really don't. I'm not too upset with missing this morning squeeze here. There's still some concerning things I'm looking at on the market. That is... Oh, stop it. Don't do it like that, Palantir. SpaceX coming back down. Q's rejecting VWAP area. Yeah, you still got some problems here. You do. You really do. So be easy. It's Monday morning. Let's wait for it to be right. I mean, you see it all the time, right, guys? You take something too early, later in the day, it sets up perfectly. You wish you waited. Let's be those people today. ES is definitely not, holding correctly. McDonald's, yeah, I'm still holding it. I'm down 22% on that. Still holding it. It's getting close to my stop loss. Actually, no, there's still plenty of room. Did the Zuck not Zuck today? Yeah, it's too heavy. The Zuck did not Zuck. 600 rejection on Zuck. Yeah, Dell's rejecting. It's because the NASDAQ is, guys. The Qs are still not over previous day highs. So here's where you need to calm down for a second and think about where you are, right? Just this is what you have to do. Like, okay, morning juicing, morning juice, exciting. Oh my God, Palantir. Oh my God, look at this, blah, 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 right? But hold on, let's take a second and reassess, right? The QQQ is below Friday highs. So that is a very that's a very low probability long, right? It's not a great spot to be longing into. Now, there's going to be some outperforming stocks. There's going to be some nice, nice juicy morning pushes that, will make you want to FOMO into some stuff like Palantir. But Palantir was a good trade regardless. But here's your problem, right? This is why you have to be careful of looking for continuation here because the Qs are not getting above PDH. So you really would like to get this above the PDH. You really would like to see this hold above this. If not, the door is wide open to a rejection here. And if you get caught chasing longs here, it could hurt. So just be careful. IBM alert. Okay, so software, everything I just said, ignore it about software, okay? So everything I just said is basically for semiconductors. This thing is out of control. The IGV is on one. So if you're looking at software stocks today, you could to some extent ignore that, but I think you still have to keep a little bit of an eye on it. Because if that NASDAQ does eventually really fail, the software sector probably does as well. But right now you are looking at outperformance on software, which is driving Palantir higher, driving, CrowdStrike higher, PANW, IBM. Wow, look at IBM. Wow, look at IBM. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Let's be easy here. If you took HPE over the weekend and you were able to lock up some profits, that's a good start to a week. Don't let it go to waste. That's what I don't want to do today, is ruin my beautiful HPE swing trade by doing some stupid intraday stuff. Let's see if Palantir gives us this little retest. Hold on now. Hold on now. Let's see. Let's see how this looks. This is now our 2-minute retest on Palantir coming in. So this is good. Let's watch this. This has some validity to it. SpaceX at 131. Let me see. Where's SpaceX at? Yeah, it's okay. SpaceX back at our 131. Okay, I'll keep an eye on it. All right, so now I'm just going to be watching how the reactions of Palantir price action are at this retest level. I do see IGV into supply. It's a good call there, AJ. Yeah. You got that IGV 104 supply getting real close. So it could start to get a little bit heavy here. Let's see. Qs are definitely keeping themselves up. Regardless that it's under PDH, it is not giving you that downside continuation. So the short side is not being rewarded right now. Neither side is being rewarded. Guys, this is getting close to a trade that I have to take on Palantir here. This is getting close to a trade that I have to take. You know, it's definitely a spot to be interested here. Hold on. Like that's how I trade, right? If it's right, I'm taking the shot. So let's see if this shows. This just hit our retest level here. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, look at the retest. No, not one candle. It's technically very right. It is. Palantir technically right here. Holy shit. This thing just wants to go. Oh my god. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, almost a little bit too slow. You got it. Yeah, had to rip it there. Wow. Look at that. Carmine's here. What's up, Carmine? Yeah, NASDAQ keeping you a little bit timid today, but Palantir is just telling you to fire, you know? That's how it is. Like, NASDAQ's keeping you a little bit but then Palantir is just absolutely on one. That's a perfect retest there. Beautiful. Again, nice. Lovely retest on Palantir. Lovely price action. Wow. It's going to go to highs. I did not take that, guys. That was too quick for me there. IGV again ripping. IGV still new highs on IGV still going. It is all software. It is all software right now. Fully software. Look at CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike up 4%. Look at CrowdStrike off this retest right here that we had. 216, 217, gone. PA and W off 369, gone. Palantir playing games up here still. Yeah, this is what's going to keep me out of this trade right here. It's this. This IGV into supply here, and the Nasdaq still sort of questionable to me. You are into IGV supply. I will say. So I don't want to lead you in the wrong direction here. You are definitely into a rejection point on IGV here. So just be careful in this area. 104, 105 area is big. QQQ still playing stupid games here. Still below PDH. Yeah. Yeah, it's still below. So for me, I'm just going to be there. I think the right call is just take it easy and get that PDH reclaim on Qs and then rip this thing. That's the rip. Qs over previous day high is the ripping long that you look for here. If you can reclaim the morning high, reclaim the previous day high, get a little retest long here, that's your trade. That would be my trade. That's probably the next trade I'd be looking for right now. SPY. Yeah, SPY holding over. Okay, yeah, same thing. SPY PDH. Can it hold it? HPE looks hot, man. HPE looks hot. This thing looks hot. Anyone in HPE still? Who took the swing with me? Nice frog. Nice, guys. Yeah, it looks good. I love this hold coming in. Would love to see that develop into a new high a day. IBM. Whoa, it's in the gap. Yep. IBM in the gap. Okay. IBM likely trading to these daily lows right here, 243.81. That's your IBM target, 243.81. Right here, these double bottom lows, 243.81 IBM. That would be my target. Look for the higher low above 239 to build. Oh my God. The IGV is like an absolute monster today. What is this thing on? Look at this. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, I mean, it is full software juice. Snow, CrowdStrike, Datadog, Microsoft, Palantir. What else is software? PANW, IBM, Oracle. Crazy. Okay. Damn. What a day for the software names. Where's Palantir? Playing games a little bit? Yeah. It did run a lot, guys. Palantir is quite the run, so just be easy on that. Might play a little bit of games still. IBM pullback could be clean. Let's look for an IBM pullback to 239. The Qs is looking like it wants to try that PDH test here. So IBM over this 4-hour high here, which is 239, I think is a valid look here. I would definitely look to see if we can get a little 239 pullback on IBM. SpaceX is holding well still. Oh, shit. Hold on. Uh-oh. Is Dell above these daily highs right here? Yep. 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 Dell. Dell. Dell and HP. Okay, Q's are okay, here we go. Here we go. Q's PDH, here we go. Let's see. Let's see if we get it. Yep. Let's see if we get it. This is where it unleashes, guys. If you hold above this, this is where it unleashes. If you get strength on semis, you could see software start to underperform. Okay? If you start to see Qs and semis run, you could see the money flow out of software. So just be aware of that. That's typically how it works. They flip-flop. MU right off 858. Damn. Yeah. J-Dub, that is a sick hold. Look at this MU 858 demand that we had. That thing just perfectly double bottomed and is ripping. Okay, where'd the semis pull back to? Nah. Nah. Let's see here. Let's see if we can get this QQQ PDH hold. Is he going to do it right here? Dell starting to go. Beautiful. Broad. Oh, Jesus Christ. Look at that Broadcom demand. Perfect level on Broadcom. Unbelievable. Nice. I'm not long the Qs, Piff. I'm waiting for it to reclaim PDH. So if it does, then I would look to long it. But it's not. So you just wait. Still rejecting it. See that? Gotta wait. Need that reclaim. Need that RR. That reclaim ripper. Need that reclaim ripper. Whew. I wonder if it's trying to hold these morning highs right here. That's exactly what it's trying to do. Look at that. Yeah. It just absolutely sent it off that morning high on a retest. That's 723.25 hold. Look at that. Yeah, look at that PDC hold on NASDAQ futures. Okay. Getting a little spicy. She's getting a little spicy. Hopefully we can find a nice quality retest hold here. Just a nice hold above these previous highs here. Nice quality 2-minute retest along. I sort of want it like right there. Here's your opening range break. Yeah, I mean, this is your orb, right? This is your opening range. Now we just want one of these. I mean, I love the upside right now. We're definitely the HPE trade looking great. Dell looking great. So soaking this in. Just being careful of new entries here. Want to be precise on the new entry points. very precise on the new risk. Nebius off 186, ripping. Yep, that's big. A lot of stuff, huh? A lot of nice opportunities if we can get this quality hold here on Qs. All right, I'm going to pull up some Qs options to see if this does it. But I need a nice pullback candle back into the previous day high, back into the 723.25 area. I need it. I'm going to need a little bit of downside pullback towards this level. If it just wants to go, then it just wants to go, and that's it. Is what it is. The 1009 retest, it was there, but it's so fat. It was so quick there, Rye. I mean, you could have caught it on that 1009, 1008 candle right here, but that was a pretty immediate one. If you were ready for it, you know, definitely potentially just holds from this point. Anything north of this opening print high is good. Anything over 723.25 is valid. You don't want to take it here and then have this drawdown, right? So I'd rather let it draw down first and then take it on the retest. God damn, Dell is ripping. I love Dell. I love Lamp. Come on, give us a little something here. Don't just go without me. Yeah, Nvidia's all right. Nvidia's all right. It's at the right level. I see that. You can see since the NASDAQ started to push, the IGV has slowed down. You notice that? Apple's not doing shit. Google's really not doing too much. Uh-oh. Okay. Here's another thing you got to watch. Amazon. Amazon. Yeah, look at this 4 hour on Amazon. Check out this 4 hour. If Amazon gets over 278.56, that's a big watch. 4 hour on Amazon looks pretty good. Let's keep an eye on that. Have alerts set. Yeah, Amazon's going vertical right here. Okay. We might get our retest that we're desiring here. The NASDAQ futures is perfectly holding over PDH right now. So this might just be a NASDAQ futures PDH hold. Yes, it is. Okay. Yep. That's what it is. See this? Yeah. NASDAQ futures above previous day high. A little bit of a crazy candle there. I'm waiting for the retracement. I'm waiting for the retracement. That's it. I did not get in. I'll show you my entry. Hey, what's up, AJ? What's up, Anthony? What's up, man? That's my cousin right there. Go follow him. Okay, the NASDAQ is possibly holding PDH here. Yeah, it's possibly the NASDAQ PDH here. I really would like the Qs to come down to tap it, but I could be asking for too much. But I'm going to try my best to be disciplined here. It might just hold the cloud. It might just hold NASDAQ 29,868 PDH. It might go right here. I'm going to be disciplined here because I already have enough juice on the table, man. I don't need any more juice. And I don't want to do something just to put on a show for the stream today, so I'm going to wait. It could be the NASDAQ retest here, Gruck. Yes, it could be. I'm going to stay patient for the actual Qs retest. Yeah, gold's starting to pop higher here. Put on a show. What's AMD up to? Not much. Come on, Qs, give it to us. Give us a little retracement here. Okay, SpaceX held 131 to a T. What was the low a day? 131.11. Okay. Yeah, SpaceX still looking like it's trying to hold that 131 spot. Just got to get over VWAP on SpaceX. Okay, here's our retracement. Let's see. We waited enough for it. Let's see if we get it. Palantir's holding above 175 perfectly still. NASDAQ back below. ES. Okay, ES holding PDH here. Hold on. Hold on. I'm in. I'm taking this Q's long off BDH. Look at the ES holding. Trying it. Just took some QQQ August 10th, 723 calls here. Going to put a stop loss under 723.25. I'm trying this retest. ES just held perfectly. Let's see if NASDAQ can follow. Good. Oh, be pretty, man. Oh, my God. Please be so pretty. Just do it perfectly. Good entry. Great entry. Please be so pretty. Oh, yeah. All right, I'm taking some off there. I'm just targeting new high a day. Took some off into that squeeze. Just in case it's a failed move. Good entry point. Definitely the right spot to try it. And not the sexiest next candle there. Not the sexiest secondary candle there. Still above PDH though. Palantir new highs. Good try on the Qs. Definitely the right entry point. Let's see if we can get it to maintain. If not, I'm cool with it being a partial off and then back to stop loss. Hold here for us. PDH still good. It might need 723.25. Yeah, still trying to build the retest here. Still trying to build the retest here. Still trying to build the retest here. If I was ballsy here, I'd add, but I'm not. Not willing to put more size into this after the half off. Can it build? I'll give it 723.25 and then I'll cut it for a little loss again. Valid attempt, I'd say. Looked really good to start. Almost felt like it was too good to be true to start there. Looks like it might be. Hold on. 723.25. Retest the morning highs. Still a valid trade here. Still a valid retest here. Breaks down under the morning highs. Okay, I'm out. Out. I think a valid attempt there, guys. We waited for that retest. We got the PDH pullback. We saw the ES hold above it. I think there was a valid reason to attempt that. Cut in the loss. Moving on. Possibly still a play, but that's back under PDH for me. Lost what'd I lose? $700. We can see if that PDC maintains, but I do not. So now we're back into the scenario that I don't like it. Back under PDH, I don't like it. It's just not there anymore. Good attempt. Yep. You still got software going, man. It's crazy, isn't it? Microsoft, Palantir, still going. Palantir held well. Yeah, so took a loss there on Qs. I let it do what I wanted it to do, which was give me a retest of PDH. At least I didn't chase that. Maybe it's still playing the games. It looks like it is. Oh my God, look at the ES hold. Oh, what a little trap this might be. What a little trap this might be. Wow. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that is funny. Let's see if it gets back over PDH. Maybe it's still worth the shot. But what a crazy trap that was. Damn. So it looks like the thesis might still be right, but it's going to be tough to trade it looks like. Because for me, there's no way you're just trusting. There's no way you're hoping that that's going to bounce like that. You got to cut it there. You got to take your loss. Got to wrap it up, take the loss, and move on. You are rejecting. Yeah, now you're rejecting PDH. So, yeah, I don't like that. Staying away. Staying away from that one. If you can get back over PDH with some more clarity, then maybe. VWAP pullback, still holding VWAP. Still got the look of that retest forming. Wish it was a little bit cleaner than what it just did to me. But that's what I actually discussed. You always get these traps when you trade the Qs in SPY. Very, very common to get that type of trapping downside move, clearing out the longs there, and then possibly resetting up. We'll see. Nvidia, nah, weak. Semis, weak. Software, the juicer of the day. CrowdStrike still looks good. Okay, yeah, the IBM pullback. Yeah, that's a pretty valid one there, Sweat. That 238 pullback that we just got on IBM. Yeah. That's a retest of that previous high there on IBM. Definitely worthy of a watch. I think QQQ still worthy of a watch as well here, guys. Might have just got trapped out of it a little bit. And might have just got trapped out of it. Yeah. Let's see if we can get a second entry here. Possibly. Let's see if this holds PDH here. If it does, I would probably look for it one more time. The ES is above PDH. ES is holding well. All right, I'm in there. One more shot on that QQQ PDH reclaim right there. Just got another attempt of a hold of that PDH there. I'm going to give it one more chance back down to that 723.25. Take it one more chance on this attempt here. See if I can get this to set up. Can always re-enter if it looks good again. Okay, I can see it's trying to hold that PDH here. Yep. Just trying to do the reclaim. It's a little bit dancy though. It's definitely a little bit dancy here at this spot. Could be getting a little bit too aggressive on it. But the ES looks beautiful, man. The ES is definitely more beautiful than the Qs here. Might be the right call to be trading the SPY. Yeah, the ES over PDH is pretty perfect. All right. I'll trust it. I'll trust this. Secondary attempt. Here we go. Amazon. Yeah, Amazon is looking hot, isn't it? I think we should be watching that as well. Okay. Secondary attempt looks okay. Looks valid. I'd like to see this clean up a little bit, not just be a. It's just very spastic right now. It's very spastic up here. Hopefully we can get a nice solid hold above this previous day high. Really just targeting back the high of day here. Back to this high. Here we go. Here we go. Nice. Nice. Working a little bit cleaner this time. After the little trap under it. Yeah. If we can get one more push, I might scale a little bit. Just to be safe again, in case this is sloppy again. Has been pretty sloppy today at this level. Here we go. Let's sell a little bit into this, I believe. Yep, I'll sell a little bit into that. Nice push. Definitely worth the attempts, I would say, right? Even if it just turns out to be sort of a paper cut and, 0 for 2. I think it's overall a valid, attempt to look for the cues to maintain the previous day high. So that's, where I'm willing to take the risks. Right or wrong. At least we waited for the proper spot to try it. Still going to hold it on this pullback as long as it maintains. I'm comfortable. Ugh, what's that? Yeah, it's sloppy up here, man. It's sketchy up here, isn't it? Wow. Look at this. Look at this price action up here. Wild. Holding, too. Holding PDH again. Look at this. Yeah, it's a heart attack here. Definitely good to trade with proper size up here, guys. Definitely got to sort of be comfortable in your risk, because it's going to try to dance you out of this thing a lot. Crazy candle wicking straight back up. This is what you get at these big inflection points. You get this really crazy price action. Can it remain valid? Can it remain valid? It's staying true still. Yep. It's still staying true above PDH here. Just trying to dance you out of it. 2-minute chart looks really good. Come on. Very jumpy is right. Very jumpy. But valid. 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 I'll take a little bit more off there. Oh, hold on. Didn't sell it. What happened? What's going on here? What in the world is going on with my computer right now? Okay, sold more there. Sorry. Computer just had a spaz attack. Good comeback on that trade idea. Yeah, Palantir all day, man. Unbelievable. It's awesome. It's awesome. Palantir all day is awesome. Okay. Good comeback on the Q's attempt. Still not, still not juicy, but I think we're managing it the best we can right now, I would say. I think we took a good first loss, tried it again as it reclaimed and held. I think, just stay under control here. That's the key. Try it twice. Don't, if we fail again here, then don't just got to give up on it. Losses are okay. Tilt is not. SpaceX, what a reclaim of PDH. Yeah, that's really nice. Losses are okay. Tilt is not. So try your shots. Take your shots. Just don't let it turn into tilt. Still holding 12 contracts here. This is my net P&L on the 2 attempts here. So right now I'm still down net 250 from the 2 QQQ tries. So if this turns green, then that means I offset my loss basically. I'm going to try to hold this a little bit. It probably rejects highs and comes back down the entry point. For me, I'm okay with that. That's, from this is how I trade, guys. If this turns into a loss, I couldn't care less. I'm trading this idea. If the idea doesn't play, I'm not going to try to micromanage it to avoid a loss. So, and I really don't care that it's on stream. This is how I trade every day anyway. So if this ends up failing, breaking me out again, then it's just a trade that wasn't meant to be. It's just a trade that wasn't meant to be. I will give it this 723.25 spot. Good exits. That's what's keeping me alive, right? It's selling into the pushes. Selling into the pushes helps when a trade just sort of materializes to nothing. Looks like this one will likely do that. And then we'll move on from this idea. Call it quits. Let's see if it holds the morning highs. If not, out of this thing. Still holding morning highs. Let's let it be. This is where you just got to hold. Just got to maintain. Let the idea play out. As long as it maintains this box right here, you're chilling. You're chilling in there. If it breaks back under, it's over. Palantir is awesome. Yeah, total software day. Love to see it. You guys know we've been buying those software names. Wow, Microsoft hit 513.50. Oh my God, it really did hit it. Amazon, okay, hold on. Amazon could just be getting started today. Wow. Okay, Amazon over 278.50 is a big time watch here, as we talked about earlier. 4-hour chart on Amazon looks incredible for a breakout move. Yeah, let's watch this Amazon spot real quick. See what this thing's up to before we call it a day. Amazon looks good. 278.56 is a big level. Is Meta ripping? Yeah, not bad. SpaceX shares are still holding well. We own those at, what do we own those at? 121. So we're up $14 a share on that. So that's nice. Can we hold this Q spot, man? Can it develop? This is the ORB retest hold. It looks pretty valid. I almost want to add to it. I almost want to add to it. But I'm not. Made plenty of juice today. Don't need more. Yeah, I'm still holding Q calls here. It looks right. 2-minute chart looks valid. Yeah. Come on. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get a little ripper. I would target pre-market highs here. 726.74. That would be my target if this can hold PDH. Make it nice. Come on, man. Make it nice. Wish it would just go quicker for us. It's making us sit through the shit. Meta, is it rising? Yeah. Wow. 600. The reclaim 600. Holy. Sort of just ripped over it, didn't it? Wow, that's a beaut. Very nice. Yeah, sort of just went rippy mode over 600. Sick. I like Amazon over 278.50 here if we can get it. I'm watching it on this other chart. The S&P is heavily outperforming here. The S&P looks fantastic still. Beautiful grind. Beautiful grind. Okay, Qs, let's do it, man. Right here. Let's get this move. Five-minute looks valid still. Meta's ripping. Amazon starting to perk up a little bit. Can we get it? Come on now. And right back down. Don't you love this? Don't you love when it does this, man? You love it, right? I love it. You gotta love it. Yeah. It's reality, guys. Reality of trading. Reality of trading. This won't be this will not be a clip that you get to see on the highlight reel from the traders. Is them sitting through this, but this is what the reality is. You got to sit through this shit. It's very frustrating. But there is no situation here where you should be selling this. None. In no world are you taking this position off for no reason. Just because you're scared that it's gonna go down. You got to sit through it. Unfortunately. The S&P is awesome though. I will say the S&P is by far the better one today. Look at the SPY off PDH today. So much more pretty. Look at this. Perfect, dude. Now that's what I'm looking for, right? SPY reclaim PDH. That's already full profit, you know. And we got the QQQ over here doing a whole bunch of bullshit off that PDH. So unfortunate. It's just that SMH weakness. It's just not letting it go. Yeah, the SMH is terrible today. The SMH is really poor today. That's what's causing the problems. Yeah, it could have been a little bit more apparent. You know, it could have been a little bit more aware of that before taking the trade, I guess you could say. But hopefully we can just get one little wake up here to get us some profit. Yeah, it's all because of the NASDAQ, Matt. Or it's all because of the SMH, unfortunately. I don't think you can just sit here and get out of it, though. It just doesn't really make sense to just sort of bail on it here. I think you let it play. Is IGV starting to weaken a little bit? Palantir still riding out. Unbelievable off PDH today, guys. Who's holding Palantir from PDH today? Anyone? Anyone riding Palantir from PDH today? That was the trade of the day. 100%. We had a piece of it too. Bailed out on it, unfortunately. It's one of those days. Just buy the shares, Tanya. What do you think? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just hold the shares. Got them at 121.37. Just going to sort of close my eyes on them. Nvidia pre-market low. Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't try to reverse the semis longs today. Doesn't look right, guys. Unfortunately. I think we just see if we can get this Q's to pay us and then get the hell out of here, I'd say. That'd be my call. McDonald's coming back a little bit, yeah. Yeah, nice. Yeah, we're probably going to get stopped on this Q's, man. SMH looks like it's about to break a new low. I do not like MRVL here. I don't like any semiconductors for upside. You guys take a look at the SMH. It is going down all day. Completely inverse. Completely inverse. I don't think you look to pick up the semis long. Looks like just a little bit too much pressure from the semis today to get this nice little run. Good trade, though. I'm happy with it. Let's see if we get stopped out here. Oh, that's funny. It's holding it on the dot. It's holding it on the dot. Out. No hoping and praying. Out. Out, out, out. All right, guys. Well, unfortunately today, the QQQ call was just a little bit too sloppy for me. Took a $1,300 loss across 2 attempts, so roughly $600 each time. I think good management of risk. I think a valid attempt, man. I really do. I'm not upset about that try. Trying that QQQ PDL hold. Nice little ORB hold. A lot of reasons to look for it, but with the SMH weakness, it's just not going to work. If I would have taken the SPY at that same time, it would have played out. So I think the idea was right, but being a little bit more in tune with what the semis were doing there was probably the right call. So taking those losses, I'll move on from the idea. I'm not going to try it again. That's it. Overall, good day from the swing trades. Really good swing trade action. HPE, Dell, beautiful. Intraday trades today. Some slight losses, man. What are you gonna do? Took my shots. What are you gonna do? That's a normal day. That's a normal day in the trading sphere. Take your shots. Don't hope and pray. Keep that wrist nice and easy. Shots don't work. Don't turn it into tilt. Doesn't need to be a tilt day just because you took a loss. Good exit, right? I mean, look at this. Good exit. Good out. Clearly failed the idea. You Amazon puts, I mean, you could try to fade the previous day high supply area if you really wanted. It's at a supply rejection. SPY is back at, ES is back at demand. You're just playing games in here. SPY, I mean, SPY's still, SPY, I'd be careful fading the SPY back towards these lows. QQQ. Back under previous day high, which tells me the Qs is likely going to now, the Qs are likely going to now just sit inside of this range. Oil spiking a little bit. Okay, yeah, so that's going to put some pressure on your equities here. CL spiking. I would just be careful of the S&P here. S&P still doing a decent job of trying to maintain this demand zone. So S&P definitely outperforming. If you want to fade something, look to fade semis. That's what I would look to fade. If you want to fade something, look to fade semis. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for me today. No more trades. Going to call it there. Took 3 attempts. Basically 1 break even, 2 losses. The first trade of the day was definitely the trade that I wish I would have held tight to. It was a little bit early, so I was a little bit skeptic on the juice, but yeah, it was there. First trade of the day, if you guys missed it, was a Palantir break and retest of previous day high, which was a really, really nice one right here. Break and retest PDH. Sold into this rejection candle, which probably ends up being the wrong call. I did that because the NASDAQ had this nasty rejection move as well, which sort of just spooked me out of it, which was typically don't get spooked out like that, but with it being so early, I was just like, all right, let's be easy here. Took the Palantir trade. Nice job, Bill. Nice job, man. Yeah, Palantir was a good one. Yeah, you're now failing under VWAP on NASDAQ. You're likely to just trade inside of Friday's range now. That would be my assumption. You now have found your sort of rejection high. You'll probably trade back down to this QQQ PDL or this QQQ Friday demand area, 719, 718. If you want to fade, look for fading semiconductors. That's definitely the weakest part of the market today. Am I dabbling on single stock futures? I wish, man. I really do. I wish. Look at your single stock futures volume. Tell me how to trade this. What in the world is this shit? So I wish, but there is absolutely no volume. So how the hell do I trade that? Wish I could. SpaceX is doing fantastic still. Yeah, complete fail. It's crazy, man. I'm sad to say it. Sad to say it. I wanted to be a believer. I wanted to be a believer. But I'm not a believer anymore. I wanted to believe in the opportunity that it was going to be a good trade, like a good opportunity, but the volume's just not there. A Justin Belieber. Would I buy SpaceX right now? I'm already in SpaceX. I don't think I'm going to do anything else with it. I'm going to keep it nice and chill. I got 100 shares at 121. It's currently trading at 135, so we're up around $14 a share on 100 shares. So unrealized, roughly $1,400 in profit there. Maybe look to scale some out of the HPE swing trade to make sure I lock up some more profits there today. Unrealized, we're up 13 grand on the day, but realized we're up 6,400 realized. So realized $1,300 losses on or $400 loss Palantir, $1,300 on the Qs. Realized some HPE and realized some Dell. So good day. Intraday trades weren't great, but yeah, we just sort of failed, man. Failed back under PDH, and that was it. You can see the S&P also failed back under PDH. See that? That was the line in the sand. We had to hold that. Without that, no bueno. Let's see where that SMH is going down to. SMH going down towards, yeah, that nasty little SMH supply high. I think SMH probably PDL. PDL possibly 566. So I would definitely not be looking long on any semiconductor today if this SMH is looking like this, and definitely stay away from the NASDAQ for the long side if that's the case. That is now very clear. All right, guys, I'm going to get off YouTube, get off TikTok. I'm going to hang out with the Discord a little bit. before I jump off for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed the day. Really nothing going on for me today, and I'm not too surprised. Monday morning, took my fewest shots, and I'm just gonna call it there. Make sure we don't tilt. Again, losses are normal. Don't let losses become tilts. It's okay to take your shots. It's okay to be wrong. Need to normalize this in trading, man. You got too much. This is why people tilt, right? It's actually like this is why we need to normalize being wrong, because the problem that happens is everyone wants to only be right, and when you have that in your mind and you feel like you have to be right, even for someone like me, right, who puts on a live stream like this, right, puts on a live stream, is someone that people watch. Like, if I have the mindset that I can't be wrong, then I'm just gonna tilt every single time, and I'm gonna just keep trying to be right. I gotta be able to be okay being wrong. And I think a lot of people need to learn that as well, because this is the only way that you can just accept. Like, I can nicely walk away and accept that, hey, I took my chances today. I was incorrect on my tries. I managed my risk properly. I took my losses when I should have. I didn't hold on and wish that it came back. I didn't do anything that would blow up my trading account, right? I took shots that I liked that ended up being wrong, but I didn't do anything derogatory to blow up my day. And that's a win, right? It's a win to not be out here doing some stupid shit. Live to fight another day. Live to trade another day. Overall, obviously the trades that we took last week into this week are the winners. So, I'm talking like this on a $14,000 green day, which is crazy. I'm talking like I'm red on the day, and I'm not, but it's just being, I got to be, that's just, learning from my intraday mistake there. Wow, look at SpaceX. Wow, SpaceX right off our level today. My God. Yeah, I'm not going to trade options on SpaceX. That's why I would be more in it. I would be more involved in this if I wasn't in the shares. Like, I would definitely be looking to trade this, but I'm just going to let these shares ride, man. I don't want to do it. I don't want to be cute on SpaceX. Just hold the shares and close your eyes. That's my call on this one. We got alerts coming in. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, don't tempt me with a good time here. Do not tempt me with a good time. Shit. Oh, no. This is the last thing I wanted to see happen. Was Amazon interest me. I wanted to jump. I wanted to run. Yeah, Amazon alert. There it goes. Look at this 4 hour, guys. This 4 hour is pretty nutty on Amazon. Look at this. High, high, high. Perfect downtrend. Perfect downtrend break. Reclaiming Friday highs. You reclaim this Friday high and hold it. You don't have anything until 282 here. Damn. Yeah, I'm not going to do it. But keep an eye on this one. Keep an eye on this one. Am I going to do it? Now, see, this is where this is where your day starts to go downhill, right? Wait a second. Am I going to long this? Look at that hold right there. If that holds above PDH and 278.56, you definitely can look for this to continue. You would like to get some kind of a quality hold above this, though, not just an instant ripper. It's just an instant ripper. Do it. Do it. Yeah. Might have to watch it go. Wow. Take it easy, Kumar. Take it easy. Yeah, I mean, I'd be down a lot more if I held on to the Qs and hoped that it reversed here. There's no such thing as staying long the Qs in this scenario. If your stop loss is PDH, you better stick to that freaking stop loss. That's how you just get destroyed. TSM alert. Funny. Oh boy. TSM 425 alert. Why is TSM going up? Why is TSM going up with SMH going lower today? Okay, so SMH is finally finding a sign of life. Wow, crazy TSM outperformance today. Huh. Yeah, TSM has grinded higher throughout the entire SMH downside. That is a wild TSM outperformance. Is any other semiconductor look like TSM today? Oh my God. I knew it. Yeah. Yeah, Netflix. I have an alert on Netflix over 75.30. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not getting involved here, but 75.30 Netflix, that's a big one. TSM over 425 is huge. Keep an eye on this Amazon. It could be sexy. It could be. It could be. ES is rejecting PDH here. I don't like that. You got a win on Amazon? Nice job, man. Way to go. Yeah. All right. Yeah, no. No. I don't like what I just saw. Look at this. I don't like that. I don't like that. You got to get back over that. Palantir retest hold. Yep. 177.40. Not bad. Not bad. Perfect little wick hold there on Palantir. That's crazy. TSM trying to hold that 425 here, but I can't do that with what I'm looking at on the NASDAQ right now. Doesn't make sense. No, does not make sense to be long with this NASDAQ looking like this. No, absolutely not. Okay, I'm out. Watch Amazon, watch TSM. Those look strong. Keep an eye on software. But overall, I do not like what you're looking at on this QQQ and NASDAQ. QQQ now failing under VWAP. In no world is that a long. Especially not at 11 o'clock. No shot. So, yeah, definitely not looking to pick up late longs on this. No way. Gonna call it a day. Good day. Nice and easy. Take it easy. All right, guys. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day over on Amazon or over on YouTube and TikTok. I'm gonna switch over to the Discord into our Zoom call. Just catch up with the group today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Mondays, we'll see if I keep doing it. But for now, Mondays, we pop into YouTube, say what's up to the YouTube group. And, yeah, hopefully a better day next Monday for you guys. But overall a great day on the swingers. All right. I'm going to close the TikTok. Goodbye, TikTok. All right, that's gone. See you later, TikTok, YouTube. What are my final words for the YouTube group? Amazon. Look at this retest coming in. TSM. Watch this retest. I hate that the NASDAQ is where it's at. I hate it. I hate that this is what the NASDAQ's doing. Look at this. It's just one of those not perfect days, you know? ServiceNow's ripping. How many people we got watching? Behave. You're right. I will behave. I will do the right thing. I will do the right thing. All right, guys. Peace and love. See you guys next time.